were his exact words.
That if I didn't back off, I'd wish I did.
I can't boot him out without definite proof of wrongdoing.
This guy is dangerous.
My name is
Erika Erickson.
I'm her substitute.
I'm Marc Fellauer.
I'm the principal. Oh, good to meet you.
You're not one of our regular subs.
You asked interrogative questions out of my face. It's gone.
What are you doing? Come on.
That is not paid for by them. That is paid for by the people of Detroit.
You might be qualified, ML.
I'm not qualified for this job.
Let me tell you something. You want to go right now? Okay? You want to go right now?
Yeah. All right. Hello, boys and girls. Happy July. This is not ML talking.
It's not?
It's not. No, this is Marc, and that other voice is our substitute, just like the intro showed, Erika Erickson. Wow, that's a bad shot.
Really close up.
For those people that get to watch it on YouTube. Yeah, that was yikes. How are you, Erika?
I'm good. I can't believe it's already July. It's beautiful out.
Yeah.
We have somebody else here who showed up on time.
That guy?
Oh, there he is.
Mr. Sunshine himself, Sean Windsor.
Oh, I wasn't sure you were talking about. Where's your friend? Last time you had a friend.
Well, she brings a friend every time, don't you, Erika?
I bring friends all the time. And were you thinking maybe I brought a girl, Sean?
I can't remember.
I know
I think so.
I did not bring a girl this time, but I brought someone super cool that I actually know this person from. I feel like we have this weird dysfunctional family over at Fox 2, and we just all love each other. And he's kind of an extension of the Fox 2 family now. So my friend Jillian, who worked at Fox 2 for a long time, just got engaged to this guy, Joey.
Oh.
Who I've known for a while. His name's Joey Hamoud. He's a rapper, comedian, all-around freaking cool guy.
Joey looks thrilled to be here.
I made him come. I made him come here.
Well, watch your phrasing.
Oh, geez.
I'm just saying. Hey, there's creeps that listen to the show.
You mean you?
No, I do the show. I said I don't listen to the show.
Oh, you just do it. You don't listen ever.
No, there's just creeps that do
Gotcha.
listen. Exactly. How are you, Joey? Welcome.
Good. What's going on? I'm Joey. I am indeed a dude, not a girl this time, so sorry.
This time.
Oh, no, it's fine.
This time?
So
not this time anyway, maybe next time around.
By the way, Erika, Marc, was so excited to get here, she spilled coffee all over herself.
I know.
Oh, it happens every day.
But she didn't burn herself. That's the main.
I saw a post you had a while back that said it was like a glamour shot, and you said, and 3 minutes later, I spilled coffee all over myself.
It's a running joke at work, actually with everyone, because it happens, honestly. I'm rushing around so much. I'm doing all these different things. It happens almost every day.
Well, you've said before that you are a klutz.
Yeah, and I think I need a sippy cup. If anyone wants to find, for some reason, regular adult coffee mugs that latch close, they don't work for me. I think I need a
I got to tell you, you're not the only one. When we were on radio at WRIF, there were so many coffee spills in the studio, like on the board and whatnot. They actually
all
signed,
over the board.
Oh, you don't even know how many times. Times that the management didn't even know about because we rapidly cleaned it up. But they actually assigned coffee mugs with lids on them for us like we were children, which we did not accept kindly. We thought that was pretty ridiculous. It's like, we're not going to spill it anymore, which we did.
Yeah, you might have to get that.
Yeah.
And you still are children. That's
But
okay.
isn't that weird, though, that the company's like, yeah, you guys can't handle this. Here's a cup with a lid on it.
No, that's tens of thousands of dollars.
I was
going to
say those boards, those are expensive.
Well,
that's like,
my dad's notorious for spilling coffee on him, too. So now he is not allowed to go anywhere without a lid on it.
Does he drink a sippy cup, though? Because those you can actually turn upside down and they won't leak.
I don't know if you would describe it as a sippy. He always has to have a lid. No, we do not allow him to have a cup without a lid anymore. I mean,
wow, maybe I need that.
He's not senile yet. He's getting there.
No, you need a sippy
Your dad's,
cup, not just a coffee cup.
I'm just
going to
go hang out with your dad. No, see,
we
that
were going to the Big
too.
Ten. That's two. More phrasing. We were going to the Big Ten tournament. My brother and I were driving, and he was sitting in the back in the lap of luxury. And we stopped to get gas. We both go inside and come out. And somehow there's just coffee all over the inside of the car because he just flat out dropped it. And then he was pissed that we were taking so long cleaning it up. I'm like, what's going on here? Why don't you clean it up? So anyway, I digress. I'm sorry you spilled coffee on yourself.
It, again, happens every day, and it'll happen again tomorrow, and that's okay.
Well,
I have accepted it.
So Joey, tell us about you. So all she has said is that you're a comic.
I gotta say, before he even speaks, I'm interrupting. Geez. Yes, I'm interrupting. He's very humble, and he's downplaying his talent. Okay, now I'm gonna shut up now.
I didn't even speak yet.
I know. I'm gonna shut up now. Okay.
You are right though. I guess humble is a word. I just think self-deprecating. I don't really. I mean, I do. It is true. I am a rapper, which obviously started as a joke. I mean, you look at me. That's not the first thing that you would expect.
Well,
if you are looking on YouTube, I'm dressed like a J. Crew mannequin.
Yes.
Or, I just look like somebody's substitute teacher. But I did start rapping, years and years ago. Started with like comedy stuff. Unfortunately, that was my passion. You don't really get to pick your passion. Went with it. After years and years, I got good at it. And then that's always been like a side quest that I've done. And then during the pandemic, I started doing comedy videos. And then that kind of picked up, went viral a few times, just doing content creation stuff. So
did you start Did you start rapping when you were a teen?
Yeah, like probably 18 years old or so.
Oh, okay.
And then,
that's not that young.
Yeah, maybe a little bit younger, like trying it out, joking around. By the time I was in college, it was good enough to where I was winning battles and doing that for a while. And then in my 20s, I took it a little bit more seriously, opened up for some bigger acts. Actually got money for it, but
who'd you open for?
Probably the biggest one would be G-Eazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's big.
Yeah, it was cool.
Listen to him. It was all right.
I know, geez.
It was cool.
Some bravado.
But I've always had some kind of job, to fund everything and just to live in general. So I always keep it a secret because these are like dorky corporate jobs. No offense to my current job, but it won't be lasting too long after this apparently. But it's just always been like kind of a secret thing that I carry around. But no, it is true. I'll do shows once in a while still. You
just did improv. You just did an improv show, I think, with Alan Longstreet from Fox 2. It was so random.
Longstreet does comedy?
He did a little bit. He wasn't there for this one. We did the same. These were on different days, but there's an event called Hip Prov, like hip hop improv. Shout out to Tam White, who runs that. Yes. I got invited to do it. It was kind of like my first time doing improv, which is pretty scary.
You would never guess, though.
It went okay, not too bad. There's elements that you can do that were more up my alley, like being able to freestyle, trivia, things like that. But it was I did that a few times. One was at the new club downtown, One Mic, Mike Epps Club. So that was a really good time. Mm-hmm. And so just at this point now, though, just kind of been chilling out. If something pops up, I'll go do it. But, it hasn't been as heavy as it was, I guess. But
you picked a great day to come on this show. I mean, lots of comedy to be made out of the main topic that we want to talk about today.
Oh,
Jesus.
boy.
Sounds like a real knee slapper.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And it's the Craig Monroe story. And for those that don't know, Craig Monroe, former Detroit Tiger. Sean, you've covered him, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Back when he was a player.
Yeah. And then became a broadcaster a few years ago in kind of this rotating broadcasting booth. And over the weekend, I want to say Fridays when these allegations came out, a woman, she goes by Car Barbie on social media, she goes by Bree, came out with quite the post ripping Craig Monroe. Saying that, when he lived with my family when he was in his early 20s, I was 12. My parents allowed him to stay in the same bed as me. And then he started sexually molesting me, which then escalated to oral sex. And then when she was 15, finally intercourse. And they had a relationship that went on for a few years. She claims that he passed her around to other guys, and including Jules Amaya was named in it. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of interesting parts to the story that I think we want to talk about. Number one, how it stayed under the radar for a good 3 weeks before Fox 2, first place that I've seen done the story, and it was Jessica, who I think you know her, don't you, Erika? Don't you know Jessica Dupnack?
Yeah, Jessica Dupnack is one of my, I would say, best friends.
Yeah,
very, very good reporter. I thought she did an excellent job on the story. I believe this was originally posted on Instagram, I think June 11th, I want to say.
She did. She posted it and tagged the Detroit Tigers, Bally's, and Fox 2 on there, and then
claimed
deleted.
and then claimed she'd been reaching out to the Tigers and Bally months prior, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Now, after that post went up, the Tigers, you know what's interesting? I don't know if the Tigers suspended him or if, I'm sure it was a mutual decision where, hey, Craig, you're going to take some personal time to figure this shit out. We can't have you on the air. Obviously, not a surprise. And Bally, same thing. And then anytime they were questioned about, hey, where's Craig Monroe been? Why is he not on the schedule? Their answer is, you got to talk to Craig. He's dealing with this. You talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a comment about it, which is a little weird. I mean,
They
a little
were
evasive.
definitely separating themselves from him and the situation.
Now, what a lot of people found interesting, and this is the media handling side of the story, and we'll get to her allegations and what we think it means. But the media side of it is there was kind of silence. There was a story that, yes, Craig is not on broadcast for a personal issue, but that was it. And this girl's story did not come out till she reposted it. And then it was still kind of silent for a while until Jessica did a story. And I guess the new information is she reached out to the police down in Port Charlotte, Florida, where Bree said that she has filed criminal complaints. And they said, yes, there's an open investigation. Mm-hmm. And I think notably, they also said, if there's any other victims out there, please come forward.
Right. And I believe the alleged victim said in a recent post, I think it was a couple days ago, that she got a message from another woman saying, and, again, who knows, just saying what I saw, that another woman said, essentially, me too, and I'm following you to see how this plays out.
Now, is that really all? I mean, when she says me too, does that mean? I mean, there's a lot to tackle here, because she does say, hey, Bree, does say in her long post that Craig Monroe is not this upstanding citizen that you all think he is, which I think is interesting. So then there was another post with a woman who basically was Craig's side piece. Not illegal. And I don't think that took many people by surprise based on stories and whispers that we all hear, us that surround the media. But once again, it's not a crime. Bree is alleging a crime. Mm-hmm. And
several crimes.
So when you say there's another woman that came out, me too, to her, I think it was a direct message, correct?
It was a direct message, and she said that it implied that she had also been a victim of Craig Monroe.
Now, but see, what does that mean? A victim? Does that mean
exactly
hell hath no fury? Like we were, dating, but he was married and he never left his wife, or was it? Yeah, I was 15 as well.
Right. It's very generic. A lot of this is kind of, it's hard because, she's, again, I'm just going to treat this as, giving her the benefit of the doubt. Who knows? But this is something that she allegedly has been dealing with for decades, and we are all just getting this information. So to all of us, it's quite shocking. And Marc, to your point, you're saying, but wait, to some of us, it's not so shocking.
Well, and by that, I don't mean, I think a 15-year-old or oral sex at 12, I think is quite shocking.
Oh, of course, of course. Of course.
And a crime, and he should be tried on that. But, right now it is an allegation that came forth on social media, which I hate. I think it's not the right way to do it. But then again, she got hammered from people because I think most people, their default is towards the guy, but also the default is towards the celebrity, and you always hear, oh, she's out for money. Now, all that being said, there's no talk of a civil case. She's not suing him for money. Maybe that comes, but she did file a criminal complaint. But when it's somebody with a child, there's always more than one, right? Jeffrey Epstein didn't stop at 1 or 10 or 100 even. They get emboldened and they keep doing it. And if she doesn't have anybody else to back up her story, I don't know if this goes to court. Now, the other thing in her favor is, where the fuck is Craig Monroe?
Yeah, that's an issue. Who is his lawyer?
Great question. Does he even have a lawyer? I mean, you would really hope he does, but it really seems like he has disappeared. Nobody can find him.
Because I mean, speaking just solely from a PR perspective, you'd think that you'd want to get a lawyer and not hide, for one. Mm-hmm. This is not just going to go away.
Again, he'll have the public starts in his corner because he's famous. He was an athlete. He was on TV. He's a good-looking guy. He's got twin boys, and he's a family man. I mean, he does have, like she said, that image of being, this really Christian type of guy, and he's got that on his side. So why wouldn't you come out? I don't understand what he's doing. Nobody seems to know where he is. The Tigers, from what I've heard from somebody, is that they don't even know where he went, which is why they're like, ask Craig. We don't know where he is. He's on leave. Ask him. It seems like he has just ghosted everybody.
Does anyone know where his last public appearance was?
That's a great question. I think it was just on his last broadcast. I think it was his
broadcast, yeah.
And then he got
or something.
He left after these allegations came out, which disappeared for 2 weeks. And that's the other thing is, where is? Sorry, I know we're all very friendly to the media over here, but where, Sean? Are you a little surprised that it took for her to repost and put out more allegations for this to become a bigger story, as opposed to somebody following up on it earlier?
No, not really.
Why is that?
Because it didn't initially involve the police.
It didn't?
Or the court system, right? No, I think it did, but the first, not impression, but when it first came out, most people saw it on social media.
Right, and that happens a lot, though.
It does. No, it does. It does. But
all it takes is a message and a phone call.
It does.
Well, and that I think is what's frustrating. I don't think the media is out to protect Craig Monroe at all. But it doesn't help. It doesn't help the media, which I know you're not a monolith, but it doesn't help when nobody really does anything until Jessica did the story last night. It really looks lazy.
And who knows, too? I mean, we've all been there. I think there could be other issues at play. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here.
Oh, please do.
Blanketing a lot of these. There are some really good journalists out there who knows what kind of work they already started putting into it, and maybe they did try and reach out and they just weren't getting anywhere. Who knows? And maybe they were shot down by a news director or a GM.
You have a celebrity in this town being accused of something. You kind of want to do the story. I am a little shocked that it didn't get moved on quicker than what it did. And Jessica's story is kind of what I thought would happen. She got comment from her. She talked to the police, open investigation, which is something we hadn't heard yet.
Yeah, she worked hard to get all that information, I believe, because they just sent out a statement, I think, a day ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, so she kind of got all that.
She's the one that got the statement.
Buttoned up.
What is your general, anybody in here, the general feeling of when an allegation like this gets thrown out on social media? Like, how quick should somebody respond to look into it? Anyone want to take that one?
Speaking from a reporter's perspective, I usually try to vet things out as soon as possible. And you can tell sometimes pretty quickly if things are looking a little, every situation's different. Solely from a reporter perspective, you reach out to the police department and you determine if a report was filed and you speak to the police. You, of course, reach out to the accused. It sounds like they couldn't reach him or his attorney. I'm not sure who his attorney is or what's going on there. And then reach out to the organizations. And then also reach out to the organizations he's a part of.
So when the Tigers and Bally's say, "Hey, you got to talk to Craig Monroe," they can't. Nobody can seem to find him. I'm sure the first response is,
and then I think at that point you say, "Well, we reached out and we tried." But if there's a police report filed and if there's an active investigation,
that's a story. Period.
Yeah, I think that's a story. Regardless, again, we don't know how this is going to play out, and unfortunately, we all can't stand how slow the judicial system is.
That's a great point, yeah, because I think we all want justice right away, or at least a decision right away.
We want to know.
The cycle moves so fucking fast.
It's so slow.
For me, though, it's this. When I was a news side reporter, and I used to struggle with this all the time. And ML and I can't believe it is called him ML. Mike and I would.
I still call him that. I don't know why.
I've never called him that.
That's all I call him.
I've never called him that. Those pretentious periods after those 2 letters.
Pretentious periods.
The period stands for pretentious.
I just had a different idea. When I was a news side reporter, I just fundamentally, as our news culture and the way we are in this country, I never thought it was fair that we put somebody's name in, never mind whether it was sexual assault, any kind of crime, if they were arrested. I always thought they should be arraigned first or charged. But
Right.
I've never, ever liked that about our media. And I hated to have to write stories back then. So we're just talking about an open investigation. Mm-hmm. So morally, that's a tough one for me. I'm not speaking on behalf of the free press here. This is just me.
Right.
Well, there's two things at play too, because
No, I see
want
what
to
you're saying,
charge.
Sean.
I want to charge because people get arrested all the time and they go and nothing happens and then they're out there.
Then they're smeared.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I at least want to charge to me or an arraignment to me.
Yeah. Whatever happens, because there's courts, because it's in the criminal system now, but there's also the court of public opinion. Monroe's done. He'll never be on television again. I mean, that's the one thing. Even if he's acquitted and she comes out and everyone's like, oh yeah, that chick's nuts, I can't believe she said all that stuff. He's cooked.
And he was cooked before Jessica's story, right? That's the power of the accusation.
Which is scary with social media and just our
That's the difference,
now.
right, Jessica? Or sorry, Erika. Sorry, that's the difference, right? Than what it used to be.
It's a lot different
before social media.
It's a lot different. I will say he is a public figure, and that is why I think there's a little gray area here, because he's that public figure. So what if there were an open investigation against, say, a sheriff, and he wasn't charged?
That's a little different, because he's a public employee.
Well, no, but you're right. You're right, Erika.
What do you mean?
It's tough. No,
It's just this gray
you'd
area.
want to get the name out if it were a sheriff, wouldn't you?
Well, why? Because he's a public employee. Well, if he's on leave,
because he's in a position of power and authority, and
I guess. I mean, they're not the same. That may have been not the best example.
No, but it's a fair example.
Well, I'm going to do my.
I'm wrong. I mean, I feel like I'm wrong. I'm in the minority, and
No. I don't think you're wrong.
And when names should get out there,
I do not absolutely not think you're wrong,
big
Sean.
softy, but
I definitely see your
way.
perspective on this.
It's almost a moot point though, because of social media. I mean, people, victims get doxxed all the time on social media, right?
Yeah,
underage. You don't report an underage victim of a crime, right? Isn't that the standard?
Yeah, and our policy at the newspaper, and I'm sure it was similar at Fox too. If the reverse, if there was a name, somebody was making an accusation but didn't want a name, we wouldn't. Or you remember the Keith Appling and
sure,
in that situation, we had a policy we would never name the person, even though it was I want to say it was in the court records.
Well, I think the big question is: do we believe this woman? Do we believe her charges and what happened? And once again, I think she has a lot of things going for her in the truth. Once again, criminal case, not a civil case. But most importantly, he has disappeared. He is presenting no defense in the court of public opinion as to what happened. Do you believe her? Does anybody want to take that? Do you guys believe her charges?
I think it would be a crazy thing to totally make up. Yes. I don't know all of the details for it. Real quick, was she so far the only one to come out and say something?
That would be considered a crime. I mean, other women have come forward, and Erika was talking about the one who reached out to her. But as far as the police say, it's an open investigation, but they want more people to come forward, which is incredibly. I don't know how women do it, or even men that are victims of violence. I don't know how you come forward, because once again, the default seems to be to trash the person making the accusations.
Right. Yeah.
I think a good example of that is, who Terrence Shannon. You know who Terrence Shannon Jr. is. Sean plays for Illinois basketball, really good basketball player, accused of rape. I guess he sexually, was it rape directly, or was it sexual assault? And I don't know.
I don't remember. It was at least sexual
in Kansas.
assault.
Yeah. He was acquitted. And you know what happened after his acquittal? She got shit on and doxxed all over social media and ragged on. So it's like, well, why bother coming forward? Even if it's true and you don't win, you're going to get shit for it. I don't know how.
And that's it's so sad, because, and we were just talking about this before the show, there's so many more people, men and women, who don't come forward with sexual assault claims that are true because of those very few who lie. And it's unfortunate. And the ones who do lie make it harder for the other ones because they see there's just so many more. There's so many more people who don't say anything.
The best estimates, Erika, are what? We're talking about 2-3%.
Yeah.
Oh, 2-3% people that make it up.
Yeah, if that.
And those are the we just hear about them more.
Right. So the default should be, they're kind of telling
I think
the truth.
the default should be give her the benefit of the doubt and let it kind of play out.
Because the numbers suggest that, don't they?
The numbers suggest that.
What was the gal's...
numbers suggest that there are people who are not saying anything more than people who are.
Yeah. Well, look at I'm sorry, I've forgotten her name that was involved with the Brett Kavanaugh.
Oh, Christine Blasey Ford.
And she sat on it for how long?
Oh, decades.
Yeah.
Decades, which made it hard to prove.
But that's pretty common, right?
Very common.
And it's understandable. And look what happened. And look what happened to her. I mean, just you're talking about getting doxxed and all
Somebody
that.
will say she made a lot of money on GoFundMe. Just saying.
Is that worth it?
Well, is it worth it? No, because he is a Supreme Court justice. So no, it probably wasn't worth everything she went through. I mean, if you were to ask her, but look at how people responded to that. A lot of people just didn't believe her. You know, and then there was
They thought it was politically motivated.
There was a false accusation against Kavanaugh at the same time. The New York Times report, which was a terrible report about the other girl that claims that he raped her, which just was a total fabrication, which then hurts her claim, Christine Blasey Ford's claim. Sure. And that's what's going to happen here. I don't know if Craig Monroe's ever going to be charged. I don't think he will be. And even if he is, a defense attorney is going to rip her story to shreds.
Which is maybe why he's hiding or just not hiding, but laying low, right? Because eventually we'll go away.
I don't know if...
We'll move on to something else. We always do.
Yeah.
I mean, his career's done, but, right? If there are no charges, people will eventually forget, more or less.
If there's no charges, yeah.
See, Joey, aren't you glad you came in?
Yeah.
It's fun
This
topic.
is a long way from rap and comedy.
It's a fascinating story, though.
It's it's unfortunate and
There's
sad.
my fascinating again.
Do you say that too much?
I do all the time.
Erika,
Sorry,
does
go
he
ahead,
say that
Erika.
too much?
Say it if you love that
my
word.
crutch.
Say it. That's fine.
It's the fallback word is fascinating.
Yeah, I'm
Can
fascinated by it.
you use that in a rap?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Are we doing that now? No, we'll keep it. We'll keep it.
Well, I'm
towards the
certainly
end,
not going to read any sponsorships after Monroe.
No
Not at
Valley
all.
Sports.
No, yeah.
More importantly, but the fucking
I'm
Tigers.
sorry,
game's back on Comcast.
Erika, you were going to make a point.
Oh, I was?
Yeah.
Was I going to say something profound?
Before,
Yeah.
well,
you were going to get the punctuation on the story.
Everything you say by nature is profound, right? Isn't that how it goes?
I was just going to say that just I see all of your points here, and when you say fascinating, I know what you're saying too. Anyone can post something on social media,
and
which
I
is
hate that.
scary as hell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Someone could go on social media and make wild accusations about Marc. I mean, we all have imaginations.
His calves aren't all they're cracked up to be.
Yeah, they could say that.
These allegations.
That would just devastate him.
And then it could go viral, and there could be no charges, and then you're just looked at a certain way. And I hope that is not the situation, because no one deserves that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this goes, what they find with an investigation. But right now, it's a she said, he's not saying the story because he won't say anything.
Yeah, it's still pretty early. Hopefully the
pretty
truth
early.
can prevail. It does seem to be the year of exposing.
I do believe that. I believe the truth always comes out. I know it takes a long time, but it does.
Well, and hopefully when it does, we'll still care, right? Like Sean just said, we tend to move off of stories. And yeah. Well, on that note, speaking of moving on.
Oh man, the geeks have inherited the earth.
Did I do that?
What a dork.
Does him wanting to play with us again mean that he's turning into a geek, or we're turning into cool guys?
I want to do it a little different this week.
Good.
Ooh.
What do you mean good? You said that with such disdain, Sean.
No, enthusiasm. I'm excited.
We're gonna.
Are we killing room 7609?
No, that's coming up, and ML will be on for that too.
Darn.
Oh.
I just want to see if he can connect on Zoom because that'd be one more thing you'll have over his head. No, I'm going to present 3 entities I feel are geeks. I want you guys to vote on which one is the worst.
Entities. Sounds like spirits or
The three of us.
Entities.
The 3 of us.
No. Like, okay, the first one is MGM Casino.
Oh.
And I think we know why. There's a story that Teresa did, actually. We were trying to get this woman.
Teresa Baldus for our listeners.
Yes. Basically what happened, a woman goes and she gambles at MGM Casino all the time. She loves playing blackjack. And she hit a progressive blackjack, which I've played a lot of blackjack. I've never seen anybody hit a progressive jackpag. And so I was kind of mad at that. I wasn't there and that it actually happened.
It's all about you.
You really are. You're really mad over there.
And guess what happened? The casino said, yeah, we're not paying you because you've been suspended from our casinos. And she said, nah. What do you mean I've been suspended from your casino? And they said, oh, yeah, you were panhandling here years ago. We kicked you out. You're on
so insane.
Do not gamble list.
She was in there.
Yeah. She has gambled a ton since then, which they don't mind taking her money while she's suspended, but they certainly don't want to give her any money while she's suspended. She claims she's filing a lawsuit. I don't know if the lawsuit has technically been filed yet.
Good, file it. Go on it.
If you're the casino.
I mean, come on.
I think you could afford $150,000.
Just give her her money.
Instead of this bad press. But then again, if you're a casino, you don't care about bad press. You're a casino. You play on people's vices.
That's a good point.
And I'm guilty of it. I mean, a casino can do no wrong in my eyes. I'm still going to go there.
As long as the pancakes are good.
What? I go to a casino to eat.
Well,
I go there to lose my money.
People could say, well, I'm not going to go to MGM. I'm going to go give my money to Greek Town.
Good point. Yeah, but you know what? They would do the same thing.
So what's the other one? Or the other 2?
Jeez. You in a hurry?
No, we just have an opportunity to have a normal show this week.
So that's number 1. That's MGM. Number 2 is ESPN. Okay.
What would they do?
Oh.
The ESPYs are coming up, which I have always maintained is the dumbest thing in all of entertainment because I don't know why you have an award show.
Wow.
Well, why do you have an award show when these teams play on the field to see who is the best? You have
that take.
Right? You get a trophy for winning the Super Bowl, and then you get an ESPY, which means nothing because you're the best team. It's fucking stupid. It's just a way for them to fill programming in the dead of summer when nothing's going on other than the hot dog eating contest.
Let it be known.
So ESPN has the Pat Tillman Award. It's a great award. It's supposed to recognize people that are doing service for the Tillman Foundation to support veterans or wounded warriors. Great award, right? The recipient this year, though, is Prince Harry.
What?
Prince Harry.
What?
I mean, he's not a prince. Not a Prince Harry. Because Prince Harry...
I'm honestly perplexed by this.
Well, he does the
head.
Invictus Games, right?
Oh.
And he did a documentary on him to fulfill his Netflix contract. And for me, it really ended. Like, I think it's fucking ridiculous that he would get it anyway. But then when Pat Tillman's mom is like, why is this guy who has a huge platform, he's also very controversial and divisive, why is he getting the award when there's a lot of other people who are doing stuff that don't have the spotlight? And I totally agree with her. Sean, you want to counter that?
No, I don't.
So that's ESPN. That's choice
For people who are just listening, his facial expression is very Larry David-esque.
Oh, Sean, it always is.
Oh my God! You just say that because I don't have any hair.
No, that's not why. It's because you're sitting there, slouching, laid back.
I'm not really slouching. I'm just
a little slouchy, but in your very
my body is
Sean manner.
It's its own slouch. You know what I mean? It's
its own slouch, but we appreciate that.
It took years to achieve that slouch.
It took years.
I used to be able to stand up straight.
So that
now I'm afraid I'm going to tip forward if I do. You know what I mean?
So that's choice number 2, ESPN.
Okay.
There used to be a human being in here.
And finally, the third one is...
Oh, yeah, let's get to the third one.
I'm going to go after BET, the Black Entertainment Television.
Yeah, that's
boy, we're just hitting...
A white guy going after BET.
We're going after a lot of...
By the way, that's not the first time with the
things in
Larry
this
David.
show.
What?
Poor Joey.
Every time she comes on, I get the Larry David.
Because you are Larry David.
Fit that vibe.
There's nothing... I love Larry David. That's a compliment.
Oh, I understand. I appreciate that.
was
I'm
late,
going to perm the side of my hair. We can
All
just
right.
go for it.
Can I go after BET? I've been dying to take down.
Well, okay.
Wow, his face is
where?
getting red,
What'd
everyone.
What'd they do?
My
face is red.
Why is my face
Wow.
red this whole show?
Wow,
it's
you're
bad,
red.
I think it's bad camera work, which if you want to see it, join Patreon. There you go, ML. I plugged Patreon for you. No, so BET has their BET Awards. Wonderful. I mean, great. You're giving awards out. Then they get to the in memorial section. Did you see who they included in the in memorial section?
Oh, OJ.
O.J. Simpson.
OJ got a shout out.
Actor and football player. I think they left out something else from his bio when they put his name up.
Shout out to
Podcaster.
the murderer.
He was a podcaster at the end. I think they forgot that part.
Twitter personality, O.J. Simpson. Nothing about murderer
Marc,
or even wife
he was
beater.
acquitted.
He still is a wife.
You
No,
can't-
he's held responsible.
You can't say murderer.
You can't say murderer, I guess, because he was acquitted.
Okay, he was held responsible for the murders of Nicole and Ron.
Even though we all
in the
know he
civil
did
suit.
it.
Civil suit. Come on, we know we all. Yeah,
I
we all
know.
know he did it.
But that's our opinion. There are people who believe he's innocent.
I don't think there's that many people that believe.
I guess
he's
not
innocent.
guilty,
Not
technically. He was found not guilty. He wasn't found innocent.
even if you hear from black people once again who aren't a monolith, but there's a lot of them like, yeah, no, we know he did it.
But they don't care.
No, because
Also.
of how fucked up the judicial system was or is for them.
There's a lot of people who know he did it, don't know he's a murderer,
Yeah.
that don't care, and then there's also people who are like, no, I don't think he did it.
Meanwhile,
The gloves didn't fit.
Nicole and Ron's family fucking can't get away from it because he keeps.
I can't imagine.
By the way, I'm impressed, Marc, that you've turned this. It's Elrickian. It's Elrickian a little bit.
What is?
Taking the Geek of the Week and turning it into a 30-minute segment. So what's your
What do you have
pick?
to do today? That's so important.
Nothing. So what's your? I'd never have anything to do. What's your pick, Joey?
So
I would
got-
go with MGM.
MGM. So we got battle of the acronyms: MGM, ESPN, BET.
Oh, we do.
I had more time to think about the MGM thing because Erika sent me the link to like, hey, look what this lady had to go through. So I was more frustrated for her. So I'm going to keep that. Sorry.
You
sorry
just
to the
want a
others.
cut of the money.
A little bit. Yeah, it's like
Or maybe you care that there's actually a victim here. MGM. The other two are just, it's just whatever.
yeah,
Is that your vote then? It's MGM.
Yeah, they're
going with
fucking. They're
MGM.
fucking over a real person.
Yeah,
really
we don't
are.
like when.
Is that your vote, Erika?
I'll go with MGM too.
Because that's kind of what I felt at
Yeah.
first.
yeah. No, let me guess.
Okay. Yeah. No. Let me get the stopwatch.
No, ESPN. Who cares? Once again, it's the ESPYs. Nobody likes the ESPYs.
Right.
Name one person. Do you guys know anybody that's ever watched the ESPYs?
I
Maybe
think I
maybe when it
left
first
it
came.
on. I left it on TV one time, like it was on in
You
the
could
room.
admit it,
when I was
Joey.
texting.
It's a safe space.
Unless you're going to watch Norm Macdonald's monologue where he ripped OJ in it too at the
Yeah.
ESPYs. Yeah, I don't know. The ESPYs, I think it's just stupid. But I got to tell you, celebrating a murderer in memorial is pretty fucking bad when the families are still around and are still affected by it daily. Because there's nothing, like 150 grand, she didn't, I know, they fucked her over. MGM screwed that lady
That's true.
over.
There's victims in that.
But there are
That one as
victims.
well,
there
yeah.
are victims when you're celebrating this murderer, and they cannot get away from it.
Maybe we
they
can have
never.
two.
They
was
never
it a
got.
celebration or was it just an
So-
acknowledgement of this?
I'm assuming it's like a slideshow memorial.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the
And so
crowd
he's-
cheers.
They give him
Yeah.
extra time.
The crowd clapped.
Was it like
Oh, they clapped at it.
Yeah.
So it's everyone who died that year. So he's sandwiched in between some legends, probably some musicians that were. No, not that he's.
Joey, that's funny you say that because if you watch the clip, the person after is like, I don't know, costume designer or something. Nobody knows who this person is.
And now that
and
person
no one
is
claps.
right. But now that person's his family's be like, oh, you were after OJ.
In the juxtaposition of,
I guess so.
We've heard of OJ. He was in the Naked Gun and he ran for over 200 yards against the Lions. Yay. And then who's this
of
other
yards.
person? We don't know. They could have murdered somebody too. They're just a costume
jeez.
designer.
That's a good point.
But when
Who knows
you
what they did.
when you read Fred Goldman's comments about it, it's like, yeah, I feel really bad for him. This has become his life. is
Oh yeah, that
battling
guy's
OJ
been
and
through it.
OJ's legacy. And OJ was supposed to pay him and really never paid him, and he's fighting to get money there just to get a modicum amount of justice. And I don't know, there's my empathy, Sean. I feel bad for it.
Oh,
There's my empathy.
You've always
There's my
had
empathy
it.
for the day.
Don't
I only found a little bit of
I'm
empathy
tapped
here.
out.
Don't undersell your empathy.
What?
Don't undersell your empathy. You
What
have
do you
lots
mean?
of it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
They just had a
about
documentary.
me.
You pretend like you don't.
It's not
right,
about
Joey?
me.
He does
Come on,
pretend
carry
like he
on.
doesn't,
Joey
but
was
he
going to
does.
say something profound.
No, it was,
Aw, look
it
at
was
him
really,
trying to
really
move on.
profound. But there was like the 13th OJ documentary that just came out after his death. They were sitting on it, because they've had like, if he did it or if he really did it. And then this one's like,
I've seen them all.
Yeah, this one's like, here's another way where he may or may not have definitely did it. And there's like, one of the local LA reporters was like, we went to the scene of the crime like a week later after he was acquitted, and OJ was there in a limo and saw us and then sped away. And there's so much more, they have more and more evidence for it.
The fact of the matter,
Wait, this is just now coming out?
Yeah, this
yeah,
was
the limo part was, yeah.
Yeah, there. It's new little details. There's already been hours and days worth of documentaries on
Right.
it.
It doesn't change the fact that his blood was everywhere.
Right, everywhere.
We tracked blood everywhere. But once again, and this kind of, look at this, I'm going to tie it back to Craig Monroe. It's not, he was famous and he's really rich and he could buy the dream team, and it was going up against just a terrible prosecution with an awful Judge Ito, and he won because it's a game. A lot of times the legal system is a game, which I think that's really why it was celebrated when he was acquitted, because, hey, one of ours beat the game. But OJ infamously said, I'm not black, I'm OJ. So he didn't give a shit about that either.
By the way, are you going to find a spot where we can do a read?
Yeah, here you go.
Because first we got Craig Monroe, now we got OJ. What the fuck?
This is quite a heavy.
There you go. You ask and receive. You're doing the read.
I thought Erika was doing
No,
the
you're
read.
doing it.
We want to hear Erika.
No, I want to hear Sean. I want to hear Sean do a read.
Oh, we ready?
Yeah.
Maybe you're a big-time city official who can travel on the people's dime.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a political contributor who gets hooked up with government contracts. Good for you, bad for the rest of us. This is so cynical.
Good for you, bad for the rest of us.
That is awesome. Now, if you're not among the swells,
I'm not.
Among this, who wrote this? Mike Elrick. If you're not among the swells,
You know who wrote it? Charlie LaDuff.
Oh my God, it's even worse. Swells lining your pockets with taxpayers' money.
That does sound like LaDuff.
If you're someone who actually works for a living, and that's all caps also, call financial specialist Luke Nowacki at 248-663-4748. We'll discuss strategies to grow your assets from annuities to individual retirement accounts to college savings. Make that call now. You've got kids and kleptocrats to feed. Luke Nowacki, 248-663-4748.
Call now.
And when you call Luke, he'll make it all about you, sweetheart.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through
Mosaic Wealth.
Inc. member FINRA SIPC.
Mosaic Wealth.
Inc. is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent.
Mosaic Wealth.
Inc.
Thank you, Luke. Luke's a great guy.
And thank you, Erika. Erika can sing.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, then in that case, here, Erika, sing.
Yeah, sing this one.
How about you do
Sing
it?
that sponsorship.
I can't sing.
You just did.
You just did. What are you talking about?
No, that was that. You think that's singing?
Now you're going all Joey, going humble.
Sing Dr. Yeldo. Do it in like a rock star.
Dr. Yeldo!
Just read it.
Independence Day is an iconic American holiday that celebrates our independence from British oppression nearly 250 years ago. To Master Eye Surgeon Dr. Yeldo, Independence Day is actually every day for the rest of your life after he rids you of the nuisance and daily bother of glasses, contacts, and readers, those imperfect solutions that allow you to see somewhat clearly.
Yeah,
Did I get some singing in the background, or at least some cool whispers like I was doing? Yeah, there we go. Hundreds of our listeners have seen Dr. Yeldo to enjoy the lifetime benefits of the best custom LASIK in the world.
Absolute best.
Absolute best. And the stunning near and far vision provided by bifocal lens replacements. His patients continually swear that these procedures give them the best vision of their lives.
Sorry.
They can see now, yeah. It's fun to be able to see, right? These are as safe and as fast and as painless as any medical procedure of any kind. It's why millions of Americans in ever-growing numbers opt for them every single year. All you need to do, throw away the glasses, contacts, readers, all the costs and hassles that come with them. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com and schedule your free consultation. Yaldo.
All right, Joey, it's your turn now. You get to play the role of Elrick, too, because it's written in the first person for Elrick.
Oh, yeah, some big font.
Well, it's also printed for him because he hasn't gone to Yaldo yet.
Oh, he can't see anything.
I deal with a lot of people in Detroit and elsewhere who like to play games. But if you really want to play with me, there's no better way than with Come Play Detroit. Come Play Detroit is my choice for softball and volleyball, but they offer a wide range of sports, and they play all year round, offering everything from one-day tournaments to seasons that last 8 to 10 weeks. You can sign up as an individual, as a part of a small group, or as a full team. Either way, Come Play Detroit's friendly staff. Come Play Detroit's friendly staff will help find the right fit for you. And if you know me, you know I like a good deal.
A good deal.
Good deal in bold.
So
bold. Go to comeplaydetroit.com and use promo code SOUL when you sign up to get 10% off your first registration. It's a great way to get in the game and come support our show.
All right.
That was great. That was like Elrick as Eminem or Jack Harlow or something. That's awesome.
And it was short and to the point.
Yeah. Exactly.
No segues into how your volleyball team did last
Is he calling in or dialing in? Or?
Well, that's another thing, too. I've been texting him saying we're ready for you whenever you're ready. But
Oh, is he ditching us?
I don't know. We'll be fine. In the meantime, I'll tell you about another fine sponsor. See, we all get to do one. Take advantage of summer. Book your tour on Detroit's favorite party bike. Say it with me.
Ooh.
What?
I don't know.
The Michigan Peddler, Sean.
I thought it was Pedal Pub. That's my bad. I should know that since I'm on this.
I swear to God, that better not be a competitor. Is that a competitor?
It's not a competitor.
Oh.
There's only one place to go have a drink and
where's
pedal.
that?
In Detroit.
The Michigan Peddler. 15 people can enjoy up to 2 hours of touring and pedaling through Corktown, Midtown, downtown. You can stop for pictures and perhaps even enjoy a beverage or 2 or 3 or 4. The Michigan Peddler offers the longest tours in Detroit. They're seat backs and they have the friendliest staff to make your experience one to remember. Everyone's talking about that train station. Remember the building last time you were here?
Yes.
We're talking about that building that people are touring. Well, you can just ride by it on the Michigan Peddler because they are right by the Michigan Central.
And wave.
Huh?
And wave.
Yeah, and go, hey, that's a building. They don't serve beer in there.
But they do on the pub.
So you say, that's a building. Let's get to the next bar. Book your tour at MichiganPeddler.com. That's Michigan, PEDALER.com. And as an exclusive to ML Soul of Detroit listeners, you get the only promo that they offer. Enter ML Soul in the promo code. You're going to receive $40 off the price of one of their 15-passenger party bike tours. So pretty good deal there. I have some current breaking news regarding Craig Monroe. It just happened.
Oh.
The Detroit News has done their story now.
Oh,
It just landed. And Tony Paul wrote it. And along with him writing the story, he had an interesting post on, I believe this is Twitter. Is this Twitter? I don't know. I don't know these social medias. I don't know if this is Twitter or Facebook. There's his post. I don't know if you guys can read it.
It's like Facebook.
I'll just read it for you. Yeah, I think it is Facebook.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
But Tony wrote, I'd like to get something off my chest, but I'm sure many of you will scoff. But just because we don't report on something the second there are allegations on social media does not mean we're ignoring it. It means we're working on it and we're trying to provide a more complete story.
Makes sense. And
Now-
that's kind of what we thought, right?
Yeah. That being said, we've known Craig's been off for 3 weeks. So does it take 3 weeks to get a response from a police department? Does it take 3 weeks to get a response from her? I don't know. And reading his story, and you can tell your friend Jessica this when you talk to her, I think her story was far more responsive. And actually, Tony used her story in his. So
He used Jessica's story?
yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can find it.
Take a look.
The woman detailed about.
That's interesting to me if you've been working on it for weeks and you're quoting another news outlet.
Funny how that works, huh?
Funny how that works.
Yeah, the woman who this is from Tony's story, and I do want to say this. I like Tony. I like Tony a lot. We've
Nothing personal.
No, but this story is just there just seemed to be a lack of interest for a while in it. But quoting from his story, the woman who detailed abuse dating back to her childhood did talk anonymously to WJBK TV for a story posted late Monday. He throws, and then he says that he did talk to the Charlotte County Sheriff Department and got comment as well. So
he didn't reach out. He didn't say he reached out to the alleged victim.
No, that is not on here. But he did reach out to the police department. So what do you think about that, Sean?
Good for Tony. Tony's a good reporter.
I like Tony a lot. Once again, there seemed to be a lack of interest, not necessarily from him, but from maybe news directors, maybe editorial section, or what do you call your boss for the sports section?
Sports editor.
Sports editor. Like maybe there's a lack of interest there. I don't know. But now we're getting to the bottom of it, so all that is moot.
I guess in this point, maybe he felt he didn't have to reach out to the victim, alleged victim, if she posted all of that on social media.
Her statement is out there already.
Yeah, her statement's out there.
Fair point.
I'll give him that.
There's an all-night party in room 7609. And you can dance together all night if you've got the time.
Still zero sign of Mr. Elrick, so he
Really?
provided. Yeah, I know. It's kind of odd.
What is he doing?
What is he ever doing, Erika?
Good. That's a good point.
He's always doing something else. Whatever he's supposed to be doing, he's doing something. It's not like he's lazy and sitting around. He's just doing something else. So I'm sure right now he's up at Burt Lake doing something else. But he did pick a song because Room 7609 is so beloved to him and so important to him. So he picked a song. But Sean,
I wanted you to pick it.
Hang on. What? No.
That's not fair.
Hang on, he just texted. Sorry, I was in a basement with no signal. Should I dial in now?
Whose basement?
Yeah, tell him to dial in.
Doing?
I know.
Basement.
He just begins more questions. Like, what? And by the way, why are you in a basement with no signal if you knew I was going to tell you when it was time
Also,
to call
isn't
in?
he at a lake? I mean, isn't he supposed to be
Yeah. Is there
having
basements at lake houses?
enjoying nature and sunshine?
Hey, come on, Mike.
Yeah, sorry, I was in a
He's
bunker.
holed up in a basement.
Yeah. I knew you guys were going to call me, so I turned my phone off.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck. Anyway, here's the song he provided, which I approve of because I love this song. I know you do too, Eric.
I love it. Yes. Good choice.
If you or I picked this song, we would get nothing but shit because it's too well known. So, anyway.
I don't care if it's well known. It's great.
Amen.
Won't you come see about me? I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts, giving me everything inside and out. And love strange, so real in the dark. Think of the tender things that we were working on. Slow change may pull us apart. When the light gets into your heart, baby, don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. Will you stand above me? Look my way, never love me. Rain keeps falling down, down. Will you recognize me? Call my name or walk on by. Rain keeps falling down, down. Try and pretend it's my feeling will win and I won't harm you or touch your defenses. Vanity, insecurity. Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Going to take you apart. I put us back together at heart, baby. Don't
Oh, boy. Yeah, I wasn't ready for the end. I said I wasn't. And certainly enough, I was not ready for the end of that song. Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. And fun fact about it. Anybody know any fun facts about it? As I kill time to find my fun fact list about it.
Club's going crazy when it came out on Nickel Beer Night.
What? What's that, Larry?
That's what I remember
Larry.
about it.
What'd you say?
When it would play in a club on like 25-cent beer night, people would go crazy.
I know. I remember when I went to the club when I was 9 when that song came out.
That's what I remember.
It was wild.
I mean, that's what I was told. I wasn't in those clubs drinking that shitty beer for 25 cents a night.
No, it's a fascinating song. Nobody wanted to record it. The guy that wrote it was a producer, and he wasn't a member of Simple Minds. And they went to Simple Minds and like, this doesn't sound like us. This is not what we want to sound like. We don't want to record it. So they're like, okay, how about Brian Ferry from Roxy Music? Which kind of sounds, I could see Roxy Music covering that or doing that song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Wouldn't that fit?
Well, do we ever play Roxy Music, by the way? Or would that be
God, that's a great question. I don't know.
That would be too pleasurable to listen to for Mike.
Yeah, he picked this one.
Wouldn't it?
But he did not, he declined it. He didn't want to say, he just like, look, I have an album coming out. I'm not going to put it on the album, so I don't want to do it.
Wait, Mike said that? He's got an album coming out?
No, Brian Ferry. So then they went to Corey Hart. I wear my sunglasses at night, Corey Hart.
Oh, yeah.
No, thank you.
And then the writer's like, no, I don't want him doing it. So
of course not.
They pulled it from Corey Hart. And Billy Idol declined recording it. Which,
Oh, come on, man. That would have been.
I think that would have been a really...
Someone has to AI his voice in it, because now I want to hear that.
I want to hear that.
Well, Billy
be a
would have
really
sounded.
cool version of it.
It might have been.
I wonder when they presented it if it was the full song that they showed or just the lyrics for it.
Well,
like, here, don't turn around. They read it and they're like, we're not doing that. But then maybe they didn't hear how great it sounds.
Joey, that's interesting you bring that up, because then they went back to Simple Minds, and Chrissy Hind, which we all love Chrissy from the Pretenders, was married to the lead singer, who I went drawing like Jim Kerr, and said, no, I think you should do this. I think it's a pretty good song, and kind of pushed him to record it. It's going to be for a movie, so he did. And what's the part of that song that we remember the most? What are the two parts? No?
Don't turn.
No, I think it's the la 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 at the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's the hey, hey, hey that starts it off. None of that was in the original song, and Kerr just did that while they were recording. They were actually placeholders. He wanted to write new lyrics, and the producer's like, leave it as it is, and boom. I mean, there's so much serendipity. Did I do a good job with your request there, ML?
Yeah, so you touched on some of the things that make me like this song. First of all, I don't like the Simple Minds. It's the best tune they did because it's not the Simple Minds tune.
There you go.
Aren't they just Simple Minds, not the Simple Minds?
Are you chewing gum?
Also, yeah, are you chewing gum on air?
What the fuck?
You're chewing gum on air. He just spit it out. He didn't even comb his hair for us.
I'm no longer a broadcast professional.
Hey, by the way, when someone says they're going to let you know when to come on, that's when you go to a place when there's no cell signal?
Well,
were you kidnapped in someone's basement?
So I figured you guys would move it along. I was in the basement of an antique shop.
Of course. God, of course you were.
I bought this lovely plaque for my mother.
Oh.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
You had to get that in an antique shop?
Why do I feel like this is a made-up story?
Because he wants us to take it easy on us. He's mentioned his mom.
What'd you say about motherhood?
I said, thanks for crapping on motherhood. I also got this Joe Bell bottle opener, which I will use at the yard beer party when we will be playing lots of new wave music.
All right, so I'm going to guess, I have powers of deduction. I'm going to guess you're in Pellston?
I'm at an undisclosed location.
He's standing in front of a sign that says Pellston.
He's standing in front of a very large sign that says Pellston.
Oh, I can't see the K. Yeah, I was going to guess that it was Frisky, huh? Is this how you're writing off your trip by claiming it's for work?
Well, I did shoot a tease for last week, so
I saw it.
So I think it's a business trip. But yeah, so this was "Don't You Forget About Me" or "Don't You (forget about me" was my high school theme song, my senior year theme song.
Cliche.
And I always loved the Kinks. So I know it was a very it's a bunch of white people. What'd you expect? I always loved the Kinks, and I didn't like Simple Minds because Chrissy Hind had just had a kid with Ray Davies, but she was with Jim Kerr, so I was like, oh no Simple Minds. But I thought I'd been gone for a while.
Only you would have moral. You would apply your morals to a rock band.
Only you would think you owned Chrissy Hind.
Yeah, I mean, what's that? What's that about?
So weird.
Did you have a little doll?
Nobody
of her
owns
and-
Chrissy Hines. I'm just loyal to Ray Davies. That's all. He's a well-respected man about town, doing the things the most conservatively.
I mean, I agree, but
Drew knows what I'm talking
certain?
about.
Are you certain that he didn't dump her?
Well, the Davies brothers are about as pleasant to be around as the Gallagher brothers.
Exactly.
So I'm pretty sure he's probably responsible for it, but Jim Kerr, I think, is a bit of a dick.
Okay, fair enough. And that was your request. Good job. Anything else you want to share with us while you're up there?
Don't you forget about me, because I'll be alone dancing. You know it, baby. I'll be back next week, I think.
Are you sure? Yeah, I was going to say.
We miss you.
Do we?
Unless our audience says, enough of that guy, we want more Erika.
I think we.
I don't know about that.
I guarantee you the audience will say that anyway.
They want you and Erika. By the way, have you seen this documentary about the Brat Pack, Michael?
I have not. It's Andrew McCarthy did it, right?
He did. I've not seen it. Mark was just saying it's not very good.
I've
said
seen
it was horrible.
And it's fucking terrible. It's awful.
Well,
So what? Why though? Why is
Why
it
is it so bad?
Okay, so Brat Pack, right? All these great movies. First time these young actors, first time Hollywood really did a bunch of movies aimed at a younger audience, which is why they had all these young actors from even Tom Cruise to Andrew McCarthy, Ali Sheedy, everybody that was in the Breakfast Club. And so I kind of want to see like that part of the story, like, hey, you know, how did you guys work together and behind the scenes stories about the movies and, you know, the Brat Pack. Instead, it's Andrew McCarthy whining and complaining about this New Yorker article that was written that labeled them the Brat Pack and how he just could not really go on and it affected him so deeply and really hurt his career. And he was just, and so he wanted to talk to other Brat Packers about how it affected the career. And guess what happened? He talked to Ali Sheedy. She did not like it. That's really interesting because she hasn't done much either. He talked to Emilio Estevez, who I think felt some guilt because Andrew McCarthy and Ali Sheedy took it so painfully. Then he talks to Rob Lowe. He's like, hey, big fucking deal, man. I'm doing great. What are you talking about? So it just seemed like Andrew McCarthy was whining for an hour and a half about an article when the fact of the matter is Andrew McCarthy did a lot of movies after that. They just happened to be a little bit schmaltzy. I kind of liked some of them, like Weekend at Bernie's.
I love Weekend at Bernie's. What a great movie.
Mannequin.
Oh, Mannequin.
Right? Ridiculous film.
With young Kim Cattrall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch a Hollywood person whine about
good.
an article about him, it's just really kind of.
I'm glad you went through that so we don't have to.
Suck, by the way.
What?
Weekend at Bernie's is fine, but go back and watch the Brat Pack movies. They are kind of cringy if you watch them now.
So?
What do you mean so?
What do you
they
mean?
suck.
They don't suck. Breakfast Club's great.
Yeah, date rape, drugs,
I love the
underage sex. I mean, come on.
Don't talk.
Hanging out with
shit about that
mannequins.
They're also just movies.
Yeah, no,
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, if you can't listen to an album because somebody cheated on somebody, I guess you have just high morals. Right?
I don't know that they cheated on each other.
You
I'm
know
just
what?
saying that,
You know
that
what?
ML, do you know something else that we don't know?
that
Are you a
child
part
was-
of
was
this
forced to
love
be raised
triangle?
by a shitty new wave band instead of a great rock band.
There are
That's all.
plenty of movies that hold up from back then. St. Elmo's Fire is not one of them.
Why is that not one?
It was an awful movie when it came out, but it's even worse now.
It's not. I'll agree with you. It's ridiculous. It's not one of the best ones.
What's
But
wrong with the Breakfast Club?
Breakfast Club's great.
Yeah.
I was never a big fan of that. I thought,
Why?
Because they tried to. It was passed off as some kind of profound whatever, and I did like the principle though.
I think other people made it more profound than
the
it.
teacher.
I don't think the movie was trying to be. It was just there.
What about The Outsiders, Sean?
Yeah, I like The Outsiders.
Was that a Brat Pack movie? I don't know about that.
That was
actually a movie, but
that's considered the first Brat Pack movie.
Okay, what about did John Hughes do The Breakfast Club?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you go back and watch any of his movies?
Yeah, I'll watch them all. Like 16 Candles.
Yeah, another rapey movie. I like.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, that's part of the plot line.
What about Uncle Buck?
There's also a little anti-Asian aspect to it.
Exactly. It's, I mean, no.
I was never a huge fan of that movie.
Didn't Molly Ringwald kind of come out?
It's good.
Kind of come out and have some regret about
Here's
some
another
of
thing.
the movies she was in with him.
Molly Ringwald would not participate in the Bratz.
No, but
documentary.
seriously, I remember a few years ago
wondering.
reading a story that she kind of regretted how young women were portrayed in some of these movies.
What about Pretty in Pink? Does that not hold up?
Some of them. Probably all.
Yeah, no, right? No, Eric, you're right, Eric.
But you're applying today's standards to the mid 80s.
But I think that's fair because there's some movies from back then. Married to the Mob, for example, is great. Still holds up.
Well, War
That's
Games.
not a Brat Pack movie.
No, I'm just saying movies from that era.
I forgot ML was here.
Good point, Elrick.
No, I said movies from the 80s. There are plenty of movies that hold up now if we applied today's standard because they were good to start with.
Like Back to the Future?
That's sort of fun.
He is Larry David. You're right, Erika.
Is.
No, Jaws is unbelievable. That's the 70s, but still.
Now we're just going just random movies that are.
No,
I kind of want to.
Something Wild is a great 80s movie that is still great. And that's the first time Ray Liotta just sort of burst off the screen with that. Anyway.
What about War Games?
Yeah, I saw that within the last few years. That's fun.
See? That's a Brat Pack movie.
Thank Dabney Coleman for that.
Now, what about, this is one of my all-time favorites. I kind of have a feeling I know what you're saying. What about Weird Science?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. What about that one, Eric?
I don't know if that one would hold up today.
I mean, I'm good. I'm good on that movie.
Okay.
Elrick, what says you?
It should be sent to the Smithsonian for the 100 movies of the last 100 years we want to preserve forever.
Thank you. Anything? We're going to let you have the final word. Anything else you want to say?
Here's what really held back Andrew McCarthy's career in acting: sucking at acting.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the range. He didn't have much range, did he?
Although Less Than Zero, I'll tell you what, that movie, chilling. That'll keep you off heroin.
See, I like that movie, and people rag that movie like crazy. I'm like, that's kind of a fun movie. No,
I like that movie for the Bangles version of Hazy Shade of Winter.
Yeah.
By the way, we
Gotta
have
date
played
myself,
Brian
Joey,
Ferry
sorry.
in Room 7609. We played a tune in which Johnny Marr plays guitar.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
you for that, Mike.
Has Johnny Marr ever done anything that violates your code of ethics?
He once got a hand job from Chrissy Hines while she was married to Jim Kerr.
No, seriously.
It was a very bony hand job.
Oh, my.
I think you just violated your own code of ethics.
I think he just did.
I thought you were going to say it was a very quick hand job.
Yeah, so John Hughes is writing my material. So.
Clearly. All right. Well, thank you for checking
Blame
in.
it on him. Well, I would just like to encourage people to send us your feedback and send us your suggestions for Room 7609. You know we want a song that means something to you, and we want a story that goes with it. This story is about my miserable high school experience. This good song from a bad band, and that I hope that you won't forget about me.
Hey, before we go, I do want to ask you one other thing. At the much to Sean's chagrin, I'm sure he's mad that I'm going to ask this because it's going to take you 10 minutes. What kind of feedback did you get on your Kilpatrick column?
A lot of good feedback. People saying that Kilpatrick's a sociopath. They can't believe that he's supporting Trump. I was on WJR 3 times yesterday, and Tom Jordan, he zeroed in on the whole thing about what do you mean that Kilpatrick and Trump are alike? I'm like, I said, dude, we've done entire episodes of the podcast on it. They're the same guy. And then he says, well, what about Biden? Biden's kind of like Kilpatrick. I said, get out of town with that shit. But yeah, very, very positive feedback.
Good.
And great photos.
Now,
Memories I'll never lose.
Memories, yes.
Now, when you were on WJR, were they able to get a hold of you right away when they wanted to have you on? Were you on the ready for them?
For professional broadcasting outlets, I hit my mark.
Yeah.
Not your own podcast.
Once again, your name is on
By
the
the
show.
way, I like your stubble.
Which is why it's not a professional operation.
Fair point.
This is the most jackleg podcast in the history of broadcasting.
Don't you, Mark? I love his stubble. The fact that you can grow it just makes me proud.
It's kind of cute.
It is.
Hey, Sean, let me tell you something you didn't learn from the Breakfast Club. When you mess with the bull, you get the horns. Okay, just remember that. And did anybody watch at the end of it where they have the men of distinction from that high school, and they zero in on all the portraits, and the last one they focus in on is the guy who ended up being the janitor, who's the only reasonable person in the whole movie?
I never noticed that, but then again, I never cared to go that deep into Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
so you
go back and check it out.
Yeah, good memory.
Are you giving me shit?
No, not really.
All right. Thank you, Elrick.
Thank you, Mikey.
Enjoy the rest of your time. Hopefully you won't have to appear on a bunch of other radio stations, too. Now Nice of him to check in. So, Joey, what you have any appearances coming up? Where can people see you or follow you? And we want you to show off your skills. We're going to put you on the spot.
Yeah, we can do that. Follow me at comic_music. I'll have stuff there. I have a song coming out Friday, I think. But no, I'm taking a break on shows, and it's been wonderful. It's been nice, but I'm sure I'll get back into it.
How long did it take you to come up with comic music?
Not long at all. Once the underscore came in, once somebody's.
I gotta say, I'm shocked that was available.
I know. Yeah. Whoever has comic music without the underscore, get rid of it. You haven't logged in since like 2017.
Really? Well, I'm sure they'll sell it.
Just do it for Joey.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll sell it to you. So, well, let's see some of your. Eric's been lauding your skills. Erika's been lauding your skills.
All right. Throw me a word or something.
Just throw you a word.
Yeah.
That's how. Oh. Anyone who wants to give him a word?
I'll throw the word platypus at you.
All right, platypus. All right, so we'll go up from there. All right. So there's a lot of heavy topics that we really have to push. Me, I just sit and chill. I duck it like platypus. I really don't need to get into that. I'm outie. I'm a simple mind. Please don't you forget about me now. Erika's filling in for ML Seats. We're talking about some controversy in the MLB. Like, from the pennant to the penitentiary, like, I didn't know that he might still be in the minor leagues. Now, I didn't want to make a joke. I'm just going off from the top, and if I do it, it will not go soft. It's how I go on the live freestyle. I do it. You can follow me at Comic Music.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Well done. Yeah. And you just wrote the show notes because you basically touched on everything that we talked about today.
That's awesome.
So that made it easy. So, and Erika,
I can contribute a little.
Where can people follow you?
What's that?
Where can people follow you?
Oh, I'm all over. Just my name, Erika Erickson, Erika. It's actually.
I spell your name wrong every time.
You spell it wrong every time. That's okay.
Can't lie. Sometimes I got to double check.
When you put a C in there?
Sometimes a C.
Last name is CK. Yeah.
I just mix it up.
Like on Twitter, it's Erika Erickson TV, and then on like the rest of all the other social media, it's just at Erika Erickson.
I'm not good at spelling. What about you? What's your handle?
I don't know.
Do you even tweet?
No,
I don't know.
I don't tweet.
What are you working on?
I don't tweet.
Can I make one for you? Can I do your social media?
Yeah.
I got one for you.
How about good at social media?
I mean,
how about comic _journalist?
It's at Sean Windsor, but I'm not really doing anything.
What do you work? You're not working on anything?
The Pistons hired and fired and fired again. I don't know.
I want to ask you a question about that. Does
there was a draft or
about who'd they hire again?
Bernie Bickerstaff.
JB. Yes,
I always want to say his dad.
I did the same
JB
thing.
Bickerstaff.
Now, does that get any traction on the website at all? That story.
I was thinking about this on the way in because I may write again. I've written, and this has never happened to me in a Free Press career, 6 straight Pistons columns.
Any good? Any positive about them? There's not much to say.
Well, there was a draft, there were firings, and there were a couple of hirings, so it was all a mix. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, people read, but it's crazy.
Really?
You wouldn't think that, but they do. They
people
are
read.
Well, no, I'm always fascinated in which stories get traction.
I know.
Nothing is close to the Lions, obviously.
No. Right.
But there's something about the NBA and social media and Twitter. It's a younger audience.
Well, those people don't read.
It's the coolest, hippest audience, right? I mean, basketball attracts this is kind of how it is.
What would get more views? The signing of Tobias Harris, which ridiculous by the way. That signing, or say the Red Wings re-signing of Kane.
Tobias Harris.
The Pistons are just that much bigger than the Wings.
I think NBA Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
I'm
on there.
It's just a thing.
You're all over it, Joey.
And think about the demographics too, right? I mean, people in Detroit don't watch hockey much.
What do you mean? In the city. No, but I mean, people read. I mean, all the paper covers a pretty wide. I mean, it covers the world, right? It's a pretty wide area.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be that baseball was the second in terms of. I mean, the widest swath, most diversity among the fans behind the football, right? The NFL in particular.
All football, because we've talked about Michigan and Michigan State don't really do as.
College football is probably second now, but it used to be baseball.
Okay.
But baseball's changed. It's become a niche sport.
Oh, you know what would get a lot of clicks? A story on Craig Monroe.
Take your kids. Yeah, right?
A story on Craig Monroe would get a lot of hits, man.
Anything about sexual assault with any public figure, right, Joey? That'll get clicks.
Yeah.
That might increase the reach.
Yeah, so why not write the story?
Increase the reach.
Yeah. There's a column for you. The whole Craig.
Yeah, at some point I might. It depends.
On what?
A few things.
Okay.
Do you think ESPN will take a break from the ESPYs and cover it?
No, that is not going to be in their realm at all.
Really?
Although maybe E60 would cover it if it got any bigger, but that's not going to hit them at all. They're such fluff. I can only watch ESPN for say E60 or the 30. By the way, great 30 for 30 last night on. If you guys, this shows how old I am. Phase. Does anybody know what Phase is?
You're not that old. You were 9 when Don't You came out.
I'm 48, but the
That's not old.
gaming, the Phase group. Does anybody know what that is?
You're young.
Phase?
Yeah, F-A-Z-E. Okay, so they were an esports.
Oh yeah.
Team, and then they were one of the first to really start doing content in a content house where it wasn't just them playing video games; it was other things, and it's kind of the rise and fall of that. And I'm sitting there going, you know, I consume so much media, and yet I had never heard of these motherfuckers until this 30 for 30, and it was fascinating just what happened to some of these guys. I don't want to spoil it, but definitely worth your watch if you're into that kind of thing. But that's like the only hard-hitting thing ESPN does anymore because they're too busy giving out stupid awards.
Yeah, esports is about to be the new athletes, man. There's Gen Z.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I mean, not
It really-
quite, but
it really seems
there
like
are
it's going
people.
to.
There are people that will get starstruck around someone that was playing some games.
Yeah, and a lot of that's
for sure.
I think you'd like the doc because a lot of that is in there, and then you find out they went public. I think they opened at like $20 a share, and immediately went down because how do you monetize views and likes? You can't. They really don't make that much money. It's really kind of a fascinating social experiment of, hey, all these people are paying attention to you, but can you really translate it into advertising dollars? And the answer is no, not yet, because YouTube keeps it all. So there's my rant. Anybody else got anything else? Erika, anything you want to say?
Can you sing again, Erika?
I'm busy. I'm busy just looking at everyone's body language and determining if they're lying still.
Really?
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Am I?
No.
Am I?
I can't lie.
Mine is always
You
the
seem
same.
like not the best liar.
Me or Sean?
Both of you.
I'm not a good liar. I've known that for a long time.
Well, I'm not trying to lie.
I like how you've known that too.
Oh, I've tried lying. It just doesn't work.
I wasn't trying to lie, though.
It's that Catholic guilt.
I mean, I actually
Same.
was at the 25-cent beer night.
You're too open, if anything. You know. Maybe I lie by omission. So.
No, I just don't. You get to a certain age and you just say the truth. You don't worry about it too much.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to be like, well, I don't want to make this political. You want to think about other people for sure.
But I mean, what if you murder them and their waiter? I mean, then you'll lie, and then you'll get awarded when you die by BET.
Oh, you're talking about the
juice,
legendary football player.
Juice.
Yeah, and
back to the
actor.
geek of the week.
All right, Sean, you can take us out.
No, I was hoping Eric. No, Erika, can
Jesus
you take
Christ.
us out and sing as you do it?
I can't sing though. It's.
Can you say, Cyrus, take it out with a little.
Take it out.
I want
Take
Joey
us
to
out.
throw in a little rap, and maybe I'll go.
I already did my part. Your turn.
Back. Oh.
All right,
all you.
Cyrus.
Quiet.
Take us out. Take us out.
Can you dig that?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yo,
Sean Windsor.
knock it off. It's not a manicure shop. I'm in charge of this
Podcast.
You ever been shot?
Yeah, I've been shot.
Who is he?
The other day I was talking and I just happened to glance back and the weirdest thing happened.
What?
They were listening.